Time. I appreciate you taking some time out tonight as we get ready to kick off this upcoming school year. So I'm Saul Brown. I am the principal here at Jackson Reed High School, and I want to welcome our incoming Tigers. So glad to see all of you, and I really appreciate the fact that you're here as we get started for what we intend to be will be an enjoyable 4 years. So it's just a couple of things that I want to go over. You can see the information that we'll cover tonight. We will move fairly quickly through some of it, and I want to frame and preface with the fact that you are going to get a lot of information. There are going to be a lot of things that we roll out or share with you, and there's more. You will not get all of it tonight, but there will be resources, whether it be our website or in the form of staff members that will follow up. The main thing that I want to make sure is that you have some key information as we start your high school experience and your high school years. Because as a parent myself, I always like to know who is it that's going to be working with my child. As a parent myself, I always want to know what are the expectations and what will we be covering and focused on. So first, I want to introduce you to the leadership team here at Jackson Reed. These individuals are people that I rely heavily on. And because this is a very large school, and because there are a lot of areas, a lot of activities, a lot of sports, a lot of courses, they're individuals who help make sure that things go as they should and according to plan. So I just want to share with you, some of those members are assistant principals as well as our associate principal, Miss Robinson. She's my designee. So in my absence, if I'm at a meeting or unavailable, Ms. Robinson will be leading Jackson Reed. Mr. Minsker is your 9th grade assistant principal. You'll hear more from him tonight. And then we also have Mr. Anthony, Mr. Hawkins, Ms. Ojibo, and somebody who you might have passed out in the atrium or in the building is Mr. Brandon Hall. He's our Director of Strategy and Logistics that works with facilities. And then we have the Director of Culture, Mr. Sorrell. We have 3 incredible NAF directors. You'll hear more about our NAF Academy programs. I'm sure you may be familiar with them, but if not, we have 3 individuals who support that work. Our athletic director is Ms. Arrington, and then we have Ms. Wade as our Director of Specialized Instruction, and Ms. Lawrence, who has a really important job, and that's to keep current with the communication and make sure that you all have the information, whether it be updating the website, sending out newsletters, or any messaging that needs to go out. So those are members of our leadership team. I want you to know, students as well as parents, these are the 3 focus areas for this school year. It's really important. I'll share this with each of you again, students, in our upcoming town hall, which will take place during the first week of school. But that sense of belonging, you may be wondering, what's that about? Sense of belonging, it's something some of our students take in many DCPS schools where they review and survey students on how are they feeling. That sense of belonging we want to increase. I want you to know that we want this to be a place that you feel good about coming, where you can connect with students and you can see yourself here and your interests. And we'll be working towards that. We want you to get involved. We want you to take part in a lot of different activities so that you feel that sense of belonging and know that you belong here. Yes, we are a large school. You belong here, and you will find students who share some of your similar interests. The next piece, written expression. something we started probably about 2 years ago. Our instructional focus was on written expression, and we know and we've seen, based on our improved assessment results, that writing across the content area is really paying dividends in making sure that our students can take what they're thinking about, put it into words, and explain their thinking. So we're going to continue around that written expression in all classrooms. So students, I'm telling you now, be prepared to write. Because you will write in health class, you will write in English class, you will write in science class. We write. So that is a focus of ours. And the third piece and focus is around post-secondary opportunities. And you may be saying, well, what is that about? Here at Jackson Reed, we have a focus on our career and technical education program. And that's why you'll hear more about our NAF academies. I know, and I'm sure every parent will agree with me, that when you are done with your schooling, we want you to either be employed or be an employer, okay? So we are focused on giving you those skills and working with you and giving you exposure to different activities, events, careers. What is the college pathway to the career of your choice? Or what is the industry certification that you need to go directly into that field? And it's not just about the planning, but it's about what are those opportunities and experiences. So those post-secondary opportunities and exposure is also something that we focus heavily on here at Jackson Reed. So I shared with you 3 focus areas, and I'm also going to share with you 3 things that I repeatedly said. And again, students, you're going to get this during our town hall. And I'm glad you're here. If you came to Summer Bridge, it won't be the first time you hear me say this. It'll be the second time. And then when you come to the town hall, it'll be the 3rd time. And then throughout the year, I'm going to continue to share with you what I have seen, this now being my 11th year as a principal, what I have seen that every successful high school student has in common. And by success, I'm talking about they earned their diploma within 4 years. 3 things that I want you to hold on to and think about. First, establish a goal after high school. These 4 years will go extremely quick. Make sure you start thinking about what do you want to do when you graduate from here. I know you haven't even officially started, and I'm already talking about graduation. And that's okay, because we want you to earn your high school diploma. So start establishing and thinking about what that goal is. The second thing is to find a trusted adult. And tonight you're going to learn and meet and see and hear about some individuals who will be working with you to help you on this high school journey. Find that trusted adult. We will help you navigate these high school years so you can earn your diploma. And the third and final piece is the hardest. It's the one that trips the most high school students up. It's the one I get the most emails about and complaints about. But it's one that we've all struggled with at some point in our life. But if you start early, you can definitely do this. That third piece is to surround yourself with a positive peer group. Find a group of people that are also pushing you towards the right thing. Find somebody that also has the common goal in mind that is going to help you get there. And that's really why I'm a big fan of NAF academies and our CTE structure, because not only does it establish a goal after high school, not only does it have trusted adults and an extra layer in our NAF directors, but in terms of a positive peer group, when you're in the academies, you all are working towards that internship. You're all going on that work-based learning program. You're all doing the resume workshops. So it's all built in. Whatever you choose, again, I want you to know that you belong here. We are extremely, extremely excited I'm glad to start this high school journey with you, and I look forward to seeing your success, students. And with that, I am proud and really pleased that the person that will be guiding you through your high school years is a very experienced administrator and a great, great leader. He leads our family engagement work. Give me a big round of applause for Mr. Mark Mitchell.
Just want to echo something that Principal Brown said, which is, you're sitting here now, you're about to start your high school career, and you're thinking, wow, 4 years is a long time. It's really not that long, right? It does move very quickly. I have a senior who's about to be, a rising senior at Bethesda Chevy Chase High School, and I remember when he started high school just 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. I also, with our team, for our class of 2029 team, I'm happy to announce that the counselors, our attendance counselor, our team, our deans have worked with students over the last 4 years to get them to graduation. So I just, along with the team, graduated over 500 seniors from Jackson Reed High School, and we moved with those students all the way through their high school career. And we're doing the same thing with you. It's something that Principal Brown has put in place, and I think it's really important that the administrator you start with, the counselors you start with, the deans you start with, right, the social workers you start with, travel with you, and they move with you. So it's really important to have that team to support you through your 4 years. You can see up here, this is our team. So we have Miss Elliott, who's our attendance counselor. We have Miss Wilson, who's our social worker for 9th grade for the class of 2029. We have two wonderful deans who work very closely with our students, Dean Scott and also Minosa Rogers. We have our two wonderful school counselors, Miss Mates and Dr. Singletary Robertson, who are here with us. We have our bilingual counselor, our ML counselor, Miss Navarrete, and we have our ML multilingual social worker, Mr. Morales. So we have a really strong team. Looking forward to working with you for the next 4 years. We know mental health is important, and especially after the pandemic, as someone who's been in education for many years, we know that students were impacted by loss of learning. And so we have a really strong mental health team. You can see we have Dr. Leather Vavasor, who is one of our school psychologists, Ms. Dorville, one of our school psychologists, Dr. Perrette Arrington, who has been here for 29 years as one of our school psychologists, and then we also have Ms. Robinson, who works with the Mary Center. So throughout the year, if students are having mental health difficulties and they're struggling, there are resources here to help you. In addition to our class of 2029 team, these individuals are here to support. So when we think about high school, it is going to look different, obviously, from middle school. And so when we think about what it looks like, this is kind of the agenda to just go over what is the life of a Tiger, right, at Jackson Reed. What does it look like when you come in the morning, when you leave? What about cafeteria, food services, student schedules? We're going to talk tonight about graduation, which again, as Principal Brown said, might seem far away, but really you need to start thinking now, right? You're thinking about what you want to do when you leave this place, because it does come very quickly. Our College and Career Center, we have lots of services to help you with post-secondary planning. We'll talk a little bit about athletics and also clubs and activities at Jackson Reed. There will be time at the end for questions, so I'd ask that you just hold your questions until we get through our presentation. There's a lot of information we want to share. So everyone came in through the front door this morning, and you can see, or this afternoon, and you can see that sometimes there's a backup with security. We understand that. We do have two entrances. We have a pool entrance in addition to the main entrance, and it usually takes us a couple of days, the first week, to really get students in the habit of getting here before first period starts at 9 a.m., right? So at 8:05, actually the front doors are open. We have students who come at 8:05, 8:10, 8:15. They come in, some of them get breakfast, which is provided. They are able to meet with their friends in the atrium. Maybe they want to do a little bit of homework, but the goal is to get into that habit of getting here in a timely manner so that at 9 o'clock, when that bell rings for first period, we don't still have students who are lining up to get in. In terms of dismissal, we have multiple exits as well, but the goal is to get 2,000 students in and out of this building in an effective way. In terms of lunch, so our cafeteria provides lunch every day. You can see here students that do want to have lunch pay $3 for that. There is free reduced lunch for some students who qualify, but you basically just use your student ID number. You just put it in, and it keeps track of that. And again, if you want to complete the free and reduced price meals farm application, that information is available on our website. The schedule is very different from middle school, so I'm thinking about Deal in particular, but I know we have students coming from different middle schools. We have an A-B alternating structure for our classes. So similar to college, where you might have a Monday, Wednesday class or a Tuesday, Thursday class, that's how we have our alternating A-B schedule. As you can see up here, every Monday is an A day, every Tuesday is a B day, every Wednesday is an A day, every Thursday is a B day, and then Fridays flip and they alternate. This is in order for us to get all those classes in, so you can get the required number of hours you need in order to receive that credit and get a diploma at the end of your 4 years. So in terms of those Fridays, that's really should be the only day after our ninth graders are adjusted to their schedule and used to their schedule. Typically on Fridays is the day where a student might come in and say, I don't know if I have English first period or I have my math class first period, because that Friday does alternate. We do post that on our website, so as a parent, if you're curious, you can find that information. Students get in the habit, they understand the way the schedule works, although sometimes it does take, a week or two for them to get used to their schedule. But you can see here we have 80-minute blocks. We have our 45 minutes of lunch, so we're done at 3:30 every day. Classes start at 9 a.m. for first period. And you can just see there that kind of alternating Friday, which I explained. So this survival guide is going to probably make more sense when we have all of the ninth graders in here for our town hall. So in the first week of school, we have a town hall. It happens during the day. Every ninth grader will be in here. Principal Brown will speak to them. Obviously, I'll speak to them. Our counselors will speak to them. Be lots of reminders, lots of information. So I'm not going to go through it all now, but you can see how there's an A wing, a B wing, and a C wing. And students, when they get their schedules, may be in a class like C217, which would be in the C wing, right? We are currently, as you can see, in the C wing. The A wing, which is over by the pool, is like, think A for athletics. Our athletic department is over there. Our gyms are over there. That's the A side of the building. So depending on when a student gets a schedule, right, they will see if they're in the main building. The schedule does say, I think it still says W304, which W is for Wilson, because that's the original main building, obviously the original name for the school. But students, don't fret, you'll figure out your way soon enough. And again, we will be reminding you, and all of the ninth graders here, how to make sure we understand where our classrooms are. If you want to scan that QR code, one of our teachers put that together. It's a really nice way of kind of understanding the layout of the building. You do have time, 5 minutes in between classes to get from class to class. First week, we understand students may be a little bit late, but over time, it becomes second nature. All right, ninth grade advisory. This is something I'm very excited about this year. 3 years ago, we started an advisory class. The advisory class is not a course for students to, let me put it this way. It's not an academic course per se, right? We don't have students who are doing homework necessarily for advisory. It's really about what are things that all ninth graders need to be successful. Part of that might be developing good study habits. Part of that might be how do we keep a good calendar, right? How do we keep a planner? How do we make sure that our work is getting done in a timely manner? But it's also social emotional pieces, right? And part of this curriculum that's been developed there's some elements from DCPS. We have some other national advisory programs that we've looked at. And we also use our counselors to help so that we can start thinking ahead about the post-secondary planning that Principal Brown talked about earlier. So I'm really excited working with Ms. Mates and with Dr. Singletary Robertson to really kind of grow our advisory program this year. And I will mention for the students who are here, it shouldn't be a class that you're worried about, right? As long as you show up, you participate, and you're involved, you'll do well. It should be an easy A, right? It's not really an academic heavy class, but it is a class we want you to, enjoy. We're going to have opportunities for field trips. We're going to have opportunities to go visit schools. And I'm going to bring up Dr. Singletary Robertson and Ms. Patrice Mates right now. If you can give them a round of applause. These are our professional school counselors that will be working with the students who will be helping me to really flesh out what advisory looks like this year. So every year it's changed a little bit, and we're really excited to continue growing that. So now we're going to talk about schedules, because I've had several emails already just today about, I'm curious about my child's schedule. They didn't have this class, or they had this class and they were expecting this. So I'm going to turn it over to our counselors who handle all aspects of schedules, in addition to a plethora of other things. So I'll hand it over to them.
Good evening and welcome to Jackson Reed High School. My name is Patrice Mates, and this is the beginning of my 16th year here at Jackson Reed. So I will tell you, 9th grade is very exciting. I enjoy it a lot because when everybody comes in, everybody's kind of got a blank slate, and then we get to feed in as much as we can academically and social emotionally. So give us that opportunity to do so with your children. Schedule changes. We do know that you have received schedules. We do know that there are some errors in the schedules. What we're just going to say briefly is, please give us the opportunity, Dr. Singletary Robertson and myself, we work as a team, that we each have an alphabet. We will get to everybody, we will get to all the emails. We do our best to answer you in 24 to 48 hours, but right now it's a very busy week. We also have professional development, and we are doing our best to respond to you in a timely fashion so that your children show up to school on Monday with a schedule that works for them. If you want to meet with us, please send us an email, and we promise we will do our best to get you in this week. If not, you just have to be patient. The other way students can change schedules starts on Monday. Every student in this building has 10 school days to make a schedule change. There will be an online document that they can key into. We ask that they make the change. You may sit there and watch and help, but let them start the beginning of what they need to do, how they need to do it. They send it to the counselor. The schedule change will not be good until we confirm it. That's the easiest way I'm going to give it to you. And number 2 is on Monday, we are only going to see students that do not have a schedule, or possibly have a hole in their schedule, or are missing a required course. After that, we're asking that your children go to class on Monday and Tuesday until we have that opportunity to get there. But we promise, we've been together a couple years working. We've got your kids. We know what they need. We hope that they're going to tell us what they need, and we promise to do a good job and get them through to high school graduation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ramona Singletary Robertson. Because my name is a mouthful, most kids and staff call me Dr. RSR, my initials, RSR. So it's easier than saying my complete name. This slide is just basically saying that all schedules are published in Aspen. There are some students without a schedule completely. That we are very aware of. I'm going to deviate from my colleague a little bit and say I know for a fact that I won't be able to see anyone until at the earliest Friday. So if you are a student parent that has no schedule at all, and you email me, I will try to get you in this Friday, Monday at the latest, because right now we are inundated with mandated professional development, as well as trying to make sure everyone has a good schedule. But we are so happy that you're here. We are excited to work with you, and we will get those schedules so that everyone can start out with the playing field on Monday. Major thing, again, planning for the goal. The goal is graduation. And major requirements. Every student graduating from the District of Columbia Public School is required to have 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of social studies, 4 years of science, 2 years of world language. Many of you guys are coming in with 2 years of world language from middle school. We know that. What we encourage, highly encourage, but it's not a mandate, is that you take high school level language as well. Again, that's a personal choice between the student and the parent, but we do encourage it because post-secondary opportunities do look for high school level language as well. That could be a discussion between parent and kid, as well as with us. But 2 years is required. So if a student comes in with 2 years of language and chooses not to take additional language in high school, we're fine with that. We just want to make sure that that credit is awarded on that middle school transcript as well. Next, every student is required to have 2 years of what we call CLCP, or the college career technical classes. Any student in an academy, those are inherent in that. But there are other courses that you will work with Ms. Mason and I along on this 4-year journey that will make sure that those requirements are met through those identified courses. Physical health, physical education and health. There's health is a half a credit course, which will, and you guys will notice on your schedules, it's blocked in as 2 courses. It says health and CPR. Those classes, it's 1 period of classes, but it looks like it's 2. So please don't think we double booked that. It's just how it's identified on your schedule. But it's half a credit of health plus 2 half credit courses at PE, PE1 and PE2. Anything in addition to that is something that's an elective course of your choice. Then you're required 1.5 credits of electives. Again, we will work with you throughout your 4 years here to make sure that you get that on your schedule as well. Half a credit of art, half a credit of music. Some students are choosing choir, jazz band, piano lab, other credits which are full credit courses. But as long as you take that 0.5 of general music or anything above that, you will meet your requirement. Let me think of anything that's most important to tell you guys. Oh, also I know in some cases, because of advisory, because of academies, all of those things, some students may not have all of those things. I know a lot of questions have come to us about, I don't have PE1, PE2, I don't have health, I don't have general music, or I don't have art on my schedule this year. If you don't have it on your schedule this year, it does not mean that you're not meeting the basic requirements for 9th grade. It just means that we might have to add it later, because your academy classes may supersede that half a credit or those classes. We will make sure you meet all of those requirements as we meet with students at a minimum, one-on-ones twice a year to review their transcript, but we will meet with you every year at a minimum of twice to review your transcript to make sure that you're meeting those mandates. I don't know how I did this, because this has been the bane of my existence since I've been here. Community service hours. Every student who graduates from the DCPS